Welcome back to Storm of Truth. Like, share, and subscribe. And tap that notification bell so you'll be notified of all my new videos. This is the best 20 canned foods to prep for your mercy stockpile. And they're not in no specific order, so let's go ahead and begin. Here's number 1. Canned chili. This is bought at a discount store real cheap. It's not my favorite kind whatsoever. But I got it a deal, so I went ahead and I more or less bought it to put up for a long-term storage on this, because these cans like this will last for years. As long as they're not rusted out and usually like that, they're usually still going to be good, especially if they're kept in a controlled temperature environment. But this one was bought pretty cheap, and it's got good. I think it's got 24 ounces. Yeah, it's got 24 ounces in it. So if you like chili, I would definitely prep chili. Okay, let's go to something else. Okay, we're going to go to fish. If you like salmon, this is wild Alaska pink salmon. One thing about this, it's a lot higher than it used to be. That's one thing about prepping salmon now. It's went up incredibly what it used to be. But it's still a good item to prep and still real healthy for you if you like fish. Okay, here's something else. Going back to more fish. Tuna. There's so many different ways to cook that tuna up and stuff. You can make a sandwich out of it, tuna helper, eat it with crackers, however you want to do it, in oil or in water. There's so many different varieties and stuff. So I would definitely recommend that at the price to go ahead and prep that too. Even if you don't like the taste of it, you could go ahead and stockpile it now and maybe barter with it later on. For the money though, tuna is still a good item to be prepping. Let's go to the next one. Refried beans. You can eat them right out of the can, or more or less make a taco or something out of it. Whatever you want to do on that right there. That's up to you. They're good either way. You could add cheese on refried beans, just like the can. That's what we do a lot of them. Or you can make it one with beef, whatever you want to do with it. And it's still pretty healthy and still pretty cheap. So that's one of mine right there I would choose for sure. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, Spam. Even if you're going to get the one that's generic or whatever kind you eat, your favorite, there's so many different kinds still out there. Even though we're experiencing shortages still, the dollar store's got different brands, and all of them's got different kinds, even the generic ones, just like I said, whichever kind you want to get, that is one I would get to more or less stockpile it. You can cook it so many different ways too, and add it with meals or whatever you want to do, or eat it right out of the can. Which I always want to cook that Spam. To me, I know some people that eats it out of a can, but it's just not for me that way. I have to cook it. Sardines. A lot of people, it's a little controversial on this, but it's still dirt real cheap to get these. And there's so many different varieties. That's in Louisiana hot sauce that you can get and everything, especially if you like them. There's so many different ways to eat them, with crackers or without. Everybody likes, if they like them, they usually like different varieties too. Some people like all the varieties. But that is another one to put in your mercy stockpile for sure. And that would be a good to barter one too and everything if you don't eat it. Just to keep it up, so many people eat that. Okay, let's go to the next one. Whatever kind of canned chicken you got. Chicken's going up. They're killing off all the chickens too. And there's going to be a demand for this coming like we have never seen. The prices is probably going to go up to incredible prices pretty soon, like the beef and everything else. And right now, even though it has went up some, it still want to be good prepping. So many people went to this just because the meat prices on beef and everything else went up so much. So And there's so many different ways you could fix this. So many different meals you could do out of this chicken that make it taste good too. Here's another one. We live in the South, so if you hadn't eaten this or not familiar with it, which I'm sure a lot of people is or whatever, but you can make this homemade or whatever, but this is in a can and it tastes pretty good, so I recommend that too. That's sweet Sioux chicken dumplings. Which I know the homemade ones, if you can cook good, taste better, but just to put up for long-term storage, that's a good one. Okay, here's another one. Spaghettios. Or maybe spaghetti and meatballs. Whichever one you like. There's so many different varieties on that on Campbell's. I recommend that. That'll keep a long time too on the shelf. Chef Boyardee mini ravioli. That's something else. There's a bunch of varieties of that you can easily get still pretty cheap now off the wherever you're at and everything. You can still, it's not went up real high compared to what it used to be, so still cheap prep. So I recommend getting that one too. And here's a good one, mixed vegetables. You can fix with a bunch of different stuff out of that. However you want to choose to make a meal, or just eat the mixed vegetables, they'd be good for you too. Okay, beef stew. Whatever variety you eat, it's pretty good. Just like that, that's the Walmart kind. That's a good one for the money. And there's shortages on that a lot of times at Walmart, but I've been seeing it more, so maybe your store's got it. And if you hadn't tried the Walmart brand, you need to try it. It's pretty good for the money. Okay, here's another good one. If you're going to make a pie or whatever, because you need some kind of comfort food, you could do the apple, whatever kind you want to do to make the pies out of it. That's the peaches. I'll give you an idea of what you could do on the fruits. Okay, here's another one. Any kind of pasta. There's so many different flavors of pasta, so many different brands. You could just eat the pasta and heat it up. Or you can make spaghetti out of it or whatever else you want to do. And it's a very easy one to do, just to heat up. But just like I said, you can make a bunch of stuff out of it to use it, that pasta, whatever you want to do with it. Still real cheap too to eat. Okay, let's go to the next one. White hominy. If you've never tried hominy, to me it's pretty good. And there's so many other vegetables you could get. So let me know and everything what you think in the comments that you would recommend too. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here's another one to me is underrated. Cream of mushroom. If you like cream of mushrooms, there's so many different ways you can eat that. You can eat it straight out of the can, or it goes in a bunch of different recipes. So that one's definitely, you need to get a bunch of them to put up. That's like under the radar food right there on the underrated food. It's in use in so many different stuff, the recipes. Here's another one. Lots of people eat green beans. You could just eat them right there along with nothing. Or put them with a meal or whatever. That's definitely one I would be prepping. And here's another one. Tomato soup. You eat the tomato soup with crackers or just alone, however you want to eat it. Or mix it with something. With vegetables, whatever you want to do to make a meal out of it. And here's the last one. It's ground turkey. Basically just like chicken, only a different bird and everything. So different health properties with it. But to me, I love the taste of turkey, so that's why we're keeping it for long-term storage too. There's so many different ways you can make this a meal out of. You could just eat it, just heat it up and eat it. Eat it right out of the can. Or make a bunch of stuff out of it just like chicken. And I could name a bunch more, but what I want y'all to do is just let me know in the comments what you would recommend for the stockpile. And thank y'all so much for watching, and y'all have a great day.